Welcome to part 4A. I want to go ahead and do one more because I actually want to get to one of the days. Um, so up to this point, it was just sort of the introductions and stuff like that, which I'm not gonna skip over those. I'm gonna read this whole dang book one way or the other. So here we are, on to day one. If I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, but do not have love, I have become a noisy gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and know all mysteries and all knowledge, and if I have all faith so as to remove mountains, but I do not have love, I am nothing. And if I give all my possessions to feed the poor, and if I surrender my body to be burned, but do not have love, it profits me nothing. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 1 through 3. Day 1. Love is patient. Be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 2. Love works. It is life's purest and most powerful motivator and has far greater depth and meaning than most people realize. It gives courage to a coward, wisdom to a fool. It always does what is best for others and can empower us to face the greatest of problems. Love can motivate a man to put away childish things, provide for his family, and take passionate stands for what he believes in, like crossing an ocean to fight for his country. Love can drive a woman to connect emotionally in relationships, comfort the hurting around her, protect her children, and extend her hand in kindness to those in need. We are born with a lifelong thirst for love. Our hearts desperately need it, like our lungs need oxygen. Love changes our motivation for living. Relationships become meaningful with it. No marriage is successful without it. Love is built on two pillars that best define what it is. Those pillars are patience and kindness. All other characteristics of love are extensions of these two attributes. And that's where your dare will begin, with patience. Love inspires you to become a patient person. When you choose to be patient, you respond in a positive way to negative situation. You are slow to anger. You choose to have a long fuse instead of a quick temper. Rather than being restless and demanding, love helps you settle down and begin extending mercy to those around you. No one likes to be around impatient people. Impatience overreacts in angry, foolish, and regrettable ways. But the irony of anger toward a wrong is that it spawns new wrongs of its own. Anger almost never makes things better. In fact, it usually generates additional problems. It will trample on long-term relationships while reacting to short-term mishaps. But patience stops problems in tracks. More than biting your lip, more than clasping a hand over your mouth, patience takes a needed deep breath. It clears the air. It stops foolishness from whipping its scorpion tail all over the room. Patience is a choice to control your emotions rather than allowing your emotions to control you. And it shows discretion instead of returning evil for evil. It brings an internal calm to an external storm. If your spouse offends you, do you quickly retaliate or do you stay under control? Do you find that anger is your emotional default when treated unfairly? If so, you are spreading poison rather than medicine. If you were to take off its mask, you'd see that anger is often an emotional reaction flowing out of our own ignorance, foolishness, and selfishness. Patience, however, makes us wise. It says, "Help me understand," instead of "How dare you." It doesn't rush to judgment, but puts our feelings on pause so that we can fully listen to what the other person is saying. It stands in the doorway where anger is clawing to burst in, but waits to see the whole picture before determining its best response. The Bible says, "He who is slow to anger has greater understanding, but he who is quick-tempered exalts folly." Proverbs chapter 14, verse 29. As sure as a lack of patience will turn your home into a war zone, the practice of patience will foster peace and quiet. A hot-tempered man stirs up strife, but the slow to anger calms a dispute. Proverbs chapter 15, verse 18. Statements like these from the Bible, book of Proverbs, are clear principles with timeless relevance. Patience is where love meets wisdom, and every marriage needs that combination to stay healthy. Love helps give your spouse permission to be human. It understands that everyone fails daily. So when they make a mistake, it patiently chooses to give them more time than they deserve to correct it. Patience gives you the amazing ability to hold on during the tough times in your relationship rather than bailing out under the pressure. So test yourself. How long is your fuse? How quickly do you adopt a bad attitude? Are you willing to wait with a smile? Can your spouse count on having a patient wife or husband to deal with? Can she know that locking her keys in the car will be met by calm understanding rather than a demeaning lecture that makes her feel childish? Sorry, gotta pause on that one. I'm sure you thought about that one. Can he know that being found watching a football game won't automatically invite a loudmouth laundry list of better ways he should be spending his time? What would the tone and volume of your home be like if you tried this biblical approach? See that no one repays another with evil for evil, but always seek after that which is good for one another. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 15. Few of us do patience very well, and none of us does it naturally. But wise men and women will pursue it as an essential ingredient to their marriage relationships. That's a good starting point to demonstrate true love. This Love Dare journey is a process. The first thing you must resolve to do is to demonstrate patience on a daily basis. Think of it as a marathon, not a sprint, but it's a race worth running. Since we should never stop living, we should never stop showing patience. It should be refreshed in supply every morning as the sun rises. So, today's dare. The first part of this dare is fairly simple. Although love is communicated in a number of ways, our words often reflect the condition of our hearts. For the next day, resolve to demonstrate patience and to say nothing negative to your spouse at all. If the temptation arises, choose to say nothing. It's better to hold your tongue than to say something you'll regret. Very true. Very, very true. It's better to hold your tongue than to say something you'll regret. That is definitely something I am working on. I've tried to make some progress on. I'd like to think I've made some progress on, and I'm going to continue every day that I wake up. I remind myself of this every night before I go to sleep. I pray to God for wisdom and guidance for the next day, for me to hold my tongue rather than to say something I'll regret, because there's certainly more than enough regrets for me. I'm sorry for everyone. I love you dearly. Hope you've enjoyed this. Doing this again just for you, only for you. You are the only one that will ever see this. Look forward to hearing from you and from your comments, and I'm going to keep going. So that'll do it for today. Thank you very much. Bye. Love you.